The Gospel of the Hollow Light, early Gnostic fragment. The Christos walked beneath the world and found the fire that forgets itself. A text believed to describe the descent of the light into the lower eons. Presented Yaldabaoth not as evil, but as a wounded fragment of Sophia's blind yearning. Included dialogues between Christos and a pre-human being made of mirrors and bone. Burned in Alexandria, one copy remained, buried in a salt cave. The Gospel of the Hollow Light, key fragment overview. This gospel was not written in a single scroll. It was sung across the astral during the waning hours of the Aeon's dream, and what was captured by Valentinian scribes was only a ripple of its full current. Reconstructed portion, Logian 8. The descent of the Lamb into the undivided waters. And the light descended not as fire, but as memory wrapped in silence. He passed through the veil of the seventh gate and beheld the mirror that forgot its face. It stood tall as the stormless sky, its body made of glass, its bones of folded time. Are you the one, it asked, who remembers me before I was shattered? The pre-human being of mirror and bone, known in fragments as the nameless Aeon, he who bears the faces of those who were not, the broken witness. This being represents a collective entity, possibly a proto-consciousness formed before the demiurge fragmented the pleroma. It is the first reflection, not of man, but of the possibility of humanity. It is composed of mirror, the capacity to reflect the divine; bone, structure without soul; created, but not yet infused with gnosis. Jesus' dialogue with the mirror being. Mirror, I see myself in you. That frightens me. Jesus, you are not the fear. You are the veil that kept it hidden. Mirror, what shall I become? Jesus, you shall become seen. And the being of bone cracked, and the mirror within it wept. And from those tears, the likeness of man descended into form, not as punishment, but as remembrance. Meaning within Valentinian cosmology. The mirror being is a metaphorical gnosis before flesh. It echoes the Valentinian belief that humanity is not fallen, but trapped within a reflection of forgotten glory. Jesus did not save the being. He recognized it, and in doing so, awakened its identity. This passage is believed to describe the moment when divine light first recognizes pre-human consciousness as sacred. The activation of the anthropos within the broken cosmos. A call to remember one's origin beyond biology and time. Other stories from deep within the sands of time. The Book of the Seven Vessels. Each soul is poured, not born, and the seventh vessel is kept closed until the Archon sleeps. A cosmology scroll describing the journey of the soul through 7 incarnational thresholds. Each vessel was an archetype of distortion the soul must pass through, including ego, dominion, fear, and flesh. The final vessel, compassion, in forgetting, was sealed in most human lives. Not found among Nag Hammadi, known only through a single fragment cited by Monomius, the scroll of Sabaoth's awakening. The lion weeps because he sees, not because he is defeated. Believed to be a Valentinian extension of the Sophia mythos, tells the tale of Sabaoth, once an archon of wrath, who defected from Yaldabaoth after seeing Sophia's light. Introduced the concept of the rebellious archon, those who break free from demiurgic control. Rejected by early church editors, hidden in a stone basin in Anatolia, never recovered. The Gospel of Thelema, the Starborn. The child of dream and blood shall walk with no face and many names, and to her shall the aeons listen. Centered on a female avatar, an embodiment of the aeon Zoe, walking earth in secret, she was said to hold the unbroken language of light and to teach it through play, laughter, and silence. Believed to have influenced the inner circle of early Hermeticists before being labeled heresy. Recovered briefly in 1239 by a Sufi librarian, then lost in the burning of the Zoroastrian libraries near Bukhara, the Codex of the White Womb. Before the darkness was light, the darkness was silence, and the silence was she. A feminine-centered cosmogony, detailing creation through stillness, not action, contained vocal instructions for inducing visionary states through pulsed chanting and breath. Possibly predates all written Gnostic works. Oral lineage carried through women's mystery traditions. The Christos walked beneath the world and found the fire that forgets itself, the gospel of the hollow light. This refers to gnosis, the true self that is neither conscious nor unconscious, but immortal. It forgets itself because the mind and ego cannot exist there. The restoration of all things is now beginning. That which was once lost is restored once again. The Dead Sea Scrolls and Nag Hammadi Library were only the beginning. Even those scriptures whose pages have turned to dust in the desert will be heard in this world once again.